So that cockroach 11 police officer, as soon as I turned around here, as soon as I turned around to come back this way, I was pointing in the other direction. I turned around, come back here to go this way. He turned around that corner. So the only way that's possible is if the people inside this Bullwinkle Cafe handed me the coffee at the right time that the police officer was coming around the intersection. And there was one more cop circling the intersection. So they had Brodhead police officers circling the intersection. And shortly after I arrived to this coffee shop, and I'm going to Brodhead, this restaurant in Brodhead, and I would wager that police officers, gay police officers, are going to arrive at that location when I get there. And while I was at the coffee shop, people were squeezing my chest, squeezing my heart, and telling me to turn my camera on, turn your camera on. But I don't listen to what these people tell me to do as often as I possibly can. So if you can imagine somebody on the phone, your phone, telling you to do something all the time, and you choosing to not do those things, or do whatever you choose to do as much as you can, you know what I was talking about. But the phone, you can't hang up. The phone is inside your body. So let's check out these worthless police officers who might show up to the you see him? So more harassment. So Brodhead Police Department wants me to have an altercation. They pounce. When you arrive, like, police officers know where you're going, figure out where you're headed, or track you in real time, and then tell the locals to cause an altercation with that person. Cause some form of altercation with the person that you don't like in society, or the person that's not doing what you want. Somebody in the community wants that person to do. So apparently I'm supposed to beg Todd Hall or his family to be a part of their family again, and to use my intelligence, give my intelligence to Todd Hall, because he graduated from UW-Madison as an engineer. So it'd be perfect if I were to give that intelligence to him. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to do that. I refuse to do that because so the place I was gonna go is, I guess it's over here somewhere. According to the GPS, it's around the corner. According to the GPS, it's right around the corner. So I gotta go back the way I was going to get to the location. But so I was supposed to give this intelligence to Todd Hall and his worthless family, so that but then I'd have to accept the reality that for 30 fucking years I asked that man for help, and he never gave it to any help that would significantly improve my life, or with gravity. So help that would improve somebody's life with gravity. And what that means is, yeah, you can help somebody do things. Tell people important things to do. But most of the time, those people know exactly what they have to do. Like, you can tell somebody, hey, go to school, get good grades. But in reality, to go to school is very difficult. There are lots of steps you have to take to get to school. And then to go to each class and perform substantially, have good grades, there is a lot of work behind the scenes of each person who goes to school and gets those good grades. There is a lot of help from their family, a lot of help from the community, a lot of help from everywhere you go. And to volunteer, to be a volunteer, that guy just bent over and pointed his butt at me. To be a good volunteer, he'll probably do it again. To be a good volunteer, well, not volunteer, but school, sports. To play sports, you need food, you need exercise, you need a gym, you need food, exercise, and a gym. And so, if you don't have any food to eat at home, if your grandmother collects food stamps once a month, it doesn't go to a food pantry, doesn't go anywhere to provide for you, you will never have enough food to play sports. You'll never have it. It's impossible. If you go to what I was going to say, if you go to school, play sports, you need a lot of assistance. So somebody wanted me to ignore the fact that Todd Hall and his family never provided me with all the tools I would need to be successful, but instead they want me, after 30 years of never being able to receive the real assistance you would need to be successful from their family because they're not financially responsible, or that's what they just told me, or for any other reason. Or they didn't even search. They keep saying we're not financially responsible, but there are lots of people in the community that they could have asked, talked to, went to. They could have gone to food pantries and said, "Hey, we're gonna keep sending you food from food pantries, or we're gonna tell somebody in town that we know to take you to a food pantry, as many people as possible, so you constantly have the food you need to play sports, and maybe you can be successful through sports." We're going to do that for you. We're going to find people who can help you because we don't actually want to provide you with the assistance. And there's like 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds. All these people exist in their family. And they know with that experience, all those experiences in life, they know exactly what someone needs to be successful. So for 12 years, 20 years, or 30 years, they ignored reality and watched somebody suffer and fail over and over again. Simply because they didn't have the tools required to succeed. That was the only barrier. The actual tools you need to do what you have to do. So no matter how much you want to be successful, you always are going to need tools. So like if this guy wanted to do his job, but he didn't have a truck and he didn't have money to afford a truck, how hard would his job become? The guy across the street. This guy right here. So whatever he's doing right now, how hard would it be if he didn't have a truck or any money to afford a truck? But anyways, so somebody wants me to work with Todd Hall instead of working with any other engineer in the nation or the world to build the tool to improve people's lives. Somebody. And that's what they just complained about here. Here we go again. Here he goes talking about his incredible idea to improve weightlifting and all the benefits from advancing weightlifting. But somebody wants me to take this idea, bring it back to Todd Hall and his worthless gay community supporting family. Take this idea back to him because it would make a good story for the media. Little brother comes up with a great idea and the big brother just so happens to be a engineer, and they're just going to ignore every small detail in between this relationship and the fact that this man didn't help the little brother actually succeed because he wanted the little brother to be gay. He thought the little brother's greatest value was as a homosexual, to be a homosexual. That was Todd Hall's idea the whole time. So turning me into anything else was just going to make him look bad. So making me a successful black man, an athletic black man, an attractive, modestly attractive black man, was just going to make him look worthless. But if he could turn me into a homosexual and be an attractive, intelligent black man, modestly attractive black man, it wouldn't really make a difference, because now the dude is clearly a homosexual and Todd Hall will look like a heterosexual. So there'd be like a little brother who's gay and he doesn't look like crap, or like somebody is doing better than he is, or his little brother is more successful than he is. Now the little brother is gay, now is successful, but he's also gay. And then, but secretly, Todd Hall is in the closet. In that picture, Todd Hall is literally gay behind the scenes, and he's a pedophile, a groomer. So a pedophile, a gay man that turned into a pedophile to do whatever happened to him to somebody else. I refuse. So none of the tricks work. None of the depriving people of life experience tricks worked. So in order to make somebody feel bad, you have or choose to have sex with a gay person, you got to offer them things, but not directly. You don't have to directly offer them money. You could indirectly offer them money. So you could show them people with money who walk around town with money, and then later teach them that those people were gay, and do this for years, not just a couple of days out of the week, one time, 1 month, in 12 years. Do it every day of the week for 12 years straight if they don't get the picture. After 12 years, you're basically hurting. You're basically insulting them and showing your anger that this person still refuses to not have sex with gay people, and you can't have what you want. Well, they can't live any other way, because if they do, they're going to outperform you. They're going to make you look bad, right? But I did it anyways. So no matter, with the implants in my body and those things interfering with my life, I managed to improve regardless. I still found a way to improve. I didn't have to actually lift weights. I didn't actually have to play sports. I didn't actually have to go to school, go to a high class school and get a really valuable degree. I advanced my life regardless of without those things. So I learned how to improve life. I learned some physics from weightlifting, and I learned how to apply the ideas, the things I learned, to people today for grand improvements. So that's not what Todd Hall wanted. Technically, I'm supposed to be incredibly well-known, very famous, not famous, but I'm supposed to have, there's supposed to be like an acknowledgement that this is incredible. This is the greatest news in the world. And you learned it under the worst circumstances, but nevertheless, you learned it. That's the most important thing. You learned how to improve the lives of every single person on earth simply by controlling the area you place weights into. So as long as you don't spread that weight out and you manage to increase weight on a weightlifting bar in the same area, you will constantly improve the weightlifter so that they get stronger without getting bigger. They build stamina. They get faster. Their bones density increase. Their muscle density increase. And guess what else? They live a lot longer. So you're talking like 140, 130, 150, 160 years, 170 years easily with pressure. All you need is great pressure in the same area. That was the immortality the Masons, the gay community Masons were teaching people in the community to chase after. The secret was pressure, more pressure in the same area. That was it. And your body will adapt to that great pressure by becoming dense. And the denser you become, the longer you will live. And that's what we see with all these materials. These materials, that brick building is a lot denser than the wood building. So that brick building is going to last a lot longer than the wood building, right? And that's the idea I'm applying to human beings. So we're going to turn into something similar, less dense like a wood building, to something of greater density like a brick building. And that's the purpose of never spreading the weight out. That's my idea. And that, go fuck yourself! And that's the grand idea that I give to humanity. But somebody like the gay community Todd Hall works for and the gay community police officers are trying to destroy that idea because they can't allow a black guy who's incredibly intelligent, who's incredibly strong, who's incredibly athletic, and modestly attractive show up and next to a regular everyday white guy who hasn't, no matter what people said about him for 40 years or 50 years, didn't actually come up with an idea that really backed up the expectations that he gave people. So, but the black guy standing next to him, the little brother, actually did. So now the white guy looks worthless, right? Compared to the gravity of the black guy standing next to him. And for that reason, this gay community group of people who teach little boys to have sex with men for intelligence, strength, speed, and stamina will actually look like worthless group of people because somebody figured out how to get stronger, faster, and was smarter than everything you told people he was. And that means that you're liars. You guys are a bunch of liars, and he is the evidence that proves you lied about him and everybody else who refuses to have sex with gay people. That doesn't make them dumb, doesn't make them weak. Actually, they are just as strong and as fast as anybody in the gay community could be. So now the gay community doesn't have a tool to encourage people to have sex with gay men. The pedophiles don't have a tool to convince little boys to have sex with them. And they have to rely on these implants more and more to get people to have sex with gay community members because they're angry. Because no one would willingly have sex with gay men if they're an adult or even if they're a child. So you have to torture and rape those people to get them to have sex with you with an implant. And you have to make sure they can't take it out, they can't get rid of it, and there's nothing they can do to tell on you. So you electrocute their genitals, you electrocute their ears, you electrocute their body parts, and you use terrorism. You use police officers to terrorize that person wherever they go, to stalk and harass that person in every city or town they go to so that they feel angry. They get angry about something they can't stop from happening. The constant stalking behavior from police officers. And the way you track them is you use an implant. You use an implant to track this person wherever they go, and you tell people it is impossible for there to be an implant inside his body as often as he complains about it, and you use intimidation and fear to stop them from inquiring further. Use those two things. Don't let them do an investigation. Don't let them inquire. Don't let them ask questions, because if they ask questions, they're going to get to the truth, or they're going to make you look like a liar. And then you're going to be faced with the reality that there is an implant in someone's body and you were lying about it the whole time. But yeah, so my intelligence is my greatest proof that I don't have a motive to lie. I discovered the best way to get stronger, and I have no purpose in lying to people about an implant. And technically, if any single person watched this video, naturally, they would tell as many people as possible what happens if you stop spreading the weight out. Why aren't we building this? Why can't we get stronger and faster and build stamina and live longer and take every improvement that comes from our body mass under incredible pressure and give what develops that helps us exist to people who aren't fortunate enough to be able to weightlift to improve their lives? So there are going to be things that change inside human beings who do what I just said. And those changes are gifts that we are supposed to be able to give to the people around us. Like the improvements we have to regenerate our muscle or tissue, or regenerate bone mass, or because that's going to be affected now. The incredible pressure is going to cause increase in bone density, or force an increase in bone density. Spreading the weight out wasn't actually adding more pressure that would trigger your bones to want to get stronger. Well, not enough. Increasing force in the same area will cause greater pressure that will definitely make your bones react to build more density. And under all that pressure is going to be more mass. So that mass has to develop to fit more matter in the same area. So the mass is going to have to change. Your hearts, your lungs, your livers, every organ inside your body is going to have to develop to handle this increase in pressure and increase in mass. And those things are gonna and the biological systems are gonna improve as well, like your ability to heal yourself. That is the incredible detail, the one detail beneath the surface I want to see improve. And when I do, I want to be able to give that gift to the people around me, especially the ones who can't weightlift for themselves or who really need those improvements. But like I said, anybody who watches this video would immediately think about this idea that I propose and tell their friends, tell their parents, tell their mother, hey, what about this? What if somebody did this? Could this heal cancer? Could this help somebody who has AIDS improve? Could these things make people better? Go fuck yourself! Could these things make people better? But the reality is, somebody is stopping all millions of people from being healed because somebody put an implant in my body, and the story of an implant in someone's body being tortured or their genitals being electrocuted is worse, is not against the help that person could give people around them, is not worth telling. So it's not worth telling people that there's an implant in someone's body, even if it would mean healing cancer, fixing cancer, or fixing skin diseases, or go fuck yourself! Fixing skin diseases, or any other ailment. There is absolutely no value in helping people who, now that's 6 police officers, 6 times I've seen Brodhead police, or maybe 8, maybe it's about to be 10. I think that's the 10th Brodhead police officer I've seen. Well, not altogether, but repetitively. The 10th time I've seen a Brodhead police officer. So the idea to improve life is to the best idea to improve life is to what do you call it? It's what I said, but somebody thinks that the implant is so bad that they absolutely refuse, beyond a doubt, refuse to allow people to know how they can fix themselves. And someone just said in my ears, it's impossible to build a device, a tool that increases force on the weightlifting bar and has the free movement of modern lifting. That's what they just said in my ears. That's not true. Several people have told me that they will use a magnet to do exactly what you said. It is possible to be built. It just requires a lot of money. It's going to require somebody with a lot of money to start building this. But that's irrelevant. Even if it can't be built, the greatest knowledge, that knowledge would improve the lives of the people all over the world. Make them know, feel, think. What is it? Know, feel, and think the truth that you can be stronger, faster, and have incredible stamina. And the comic books characters you read about, within reason, could be something you turned into. So you want strength, muscle density, bone density, incredible speed, incredible strength, incredible stamina. You want those things? It is possible if you simply don't spread the weight out. If you want to be able to regenerate quickly, or your muscle and bone tissue, or skin damage, or any issues beneath the surface of your skin quickly, you have to improve your mass. And you can improve your mass only under pressure from gravity. Gravity's pressure. And that's more force in the same area. More force in the same area. Force in a very small area would tear through your skin like a knife. So you can't survive force in a smaller area, but force in the same area is closer to force in a smaller area than force in a larger area. So if you're asking me if you're getting closer to gravity by not spreading the weight out, you are absolutely growing closer to gravity. And somebody in the gay community just reminded me of my own intelligence by telling me the things I used to say, or things I have said in the past on Twitter. But like I was saying, the coolest thing in the world is the ability to the abilities I just told you, to do what I just said. And that knowledge, being able to telling somebody that would improve their lives, would make them feel good, that, hey, there is a task that's within reality that we could chase to get something very cool. So it's like telling people there are galaxies throughout the universe that exist. It's a challenge to get there. And it would be a challenge that's close, that's on Earth, for us to build a machine or build tools that would allow us to increase force on a weightlifting bar in the same area. So those tools are incredibly cool. So there he is. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. It's like they want me to interact with them. And I just got here maybe 20 minutes ago. Go fuck yourself! So I got here about 20 minutes ago. But somebody wants me to have a poor experience in Brodhead. So like I was saying, yeah, people travel all over. Someone just said only a sex offender would travel to a town to get coffee, or travel to a town to go to a restaurant and eat breakfast. But white people, these white people, travel all over town, all over the state, to visit people or to just go to restaurants. That's what these white people do. They do it all the time, every single day. That's what they do. Well, not each of them, but individually, all of these people could at any moment travel across the state to go to some town, to go to some restaurant, to go to some event, and nobody asks them double questions their tactics. And no, I'm not. They just said, well, sex offenders might do it to rape somebody, and I just told, well, my argument is I don't hide who I am from the public. And they just harassed me. When I was like, somebody said in my ears, while I was trying to talk. But the idea is to hide yourself from public and commit rape. I don't hide from the public. I wear those everywhere I go. I have earmuffs on everywhere I go. I have a Twitter account, a social media account. I'm not trying to hide from the public by I don't know, these people keep looking over here. I'm not trying to hide from the public. So if you're asking me if I'm trying to hide from the public, you're insane. You're absolutely insane. I don't have intentions to hide from the public. So it's harassment. It's nevertheless stalking, harassment done by police officers. So they just told me in my ears that cop wants you to go chase after him. So instead of going to the restaurant that's over there, somebody just told me in my ears that police officer is expecting you to chase after him for the purpose that you can reason that a guy like me would reason is like reasonable. So these people expect me to chase after that police officer to discover why do I keep seeing you. I've seen that you're the same officer I've seen 10 times now. I've seen you 10 times. If I did find a way to talk to him to say, why do I keep seeing you? But that's the dumbest. That officer's gonna lie. So the best, he's gonna say, I don't know, just coincidence? Or because I saw you park, well, recently is because, if he's honest, he'll say recently, is because I don't know what he would say. I imagine somebody would argue, I just saw you parked at the same place for a long time and I was wondering why you were still there. Or I was waiting for you to run out of, they just told me I was waiting for you to run out of data on your phone. I mean, not data, memory on your phone. So when you run out of memory on your phone, I was gonna come over there with my lights on and ask you what you were doing. So that's what they just told me. So I can either stay here and wait for the officer to harass me when my memory runs out on the phone, or I could chase after him and wait for the police officer to bother me then. I mean, get in trouble for like chasing police officers. I think that's illegal. I don't know. I don't want to do it because that's not what the purpose of my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is to tell that there's an implant in my body and somebody's been electrocuting my genitals. They're electrocuting my genitals right now as we speak. So somebody is using an implant to electrocute my genitals as we speak. And they want me to change the purpose of my YouTube channel. But I'm not going to change the purpose of my YouTube channel. I mean, it could, as long as there's still an implant in my freaking body. So anyway, that's basically what's happening. So it happens very quickly. What you just saw, you saw the police officer drive through the intersection. Imagine that happening constantly. So it's not like a one-time deal. You just driving down the street, you see a cop drive through the intersection. Imagine if that happened 20, 40, 50, 60 times a week. Imagine if, there he goes, he's coming back. It's right down there. Right, I think that's him. Nope, right behind that person. So right there. Just turned at an intersection, now he's coming back. So imagine if that happened repeatedly. Imagine if that kept happening to you. Look at this shit. He's about to harass me. $20,000 says this person's about to harass you. Go fuck yourself! Go fuck yourself! $20,000 says this worthless cockroach-loving cop is about to harass me. But anyways, like I was saying, so now someone is trying to get my heart pumping. So someone just used an implant to start my heart, to get my heart to start pumping. But I refuse. I don't know. He could run the plates. They just told me he's running your plates. I just told them I don't give a fuck. You can run the plates until your heart bleeds. So I guess the community in Brodhead is very gay community oriented. So they see a black guy who's not gay or who's attractive, modestly attractive, or could be modestly attractive, and they feel offended that gay men can't have sex. Now they're speeding up my heart. Somebody just decided to start speeding up my heart. So these are YouTube cops. YouTube cops. That cop right there is a YouTube cop, and the cop behind them is a YouTube cop. They're gonna come over here, ask for my ID, and offend. Man, go fuck yourself! I don't want to talk to you.
That's fine. I don't want to talk to you either. I just want to make sure.
Go fuck yourself! Get the fuck out of here! Stop harassing me!
All right, I just want to let you know if you keep yelling, we're gonna have to come back. Okay?
Go fuck yourself! It's a freedom of speech! Go fuck yourself, you retard! Try violating my rights if you want to, you stupid cockroach! Get your gay community supporting, loving cockroach ass out of my face! Go fuck yourself! Get your gay ass out of my face! Anyways, so like I was saying, that's gay community harassment. That's what gay police officers do. They violate your rights because you refuse to have sex with gay people. So to make you afraid, gay people will send police officers to intimidate you or harass you because you won't have sex with gay men. There's a huge group of gay men in this community that these officers expect you to have sex with, or these men expect you to have sex with them. So if they're women, if gay women have to have, well, if women have to have sex with gay dudes and they find out somebody in the community is not gay, they get upset that their husbands are being penetrated by other men and there's somebody in the community who's not being penetrated. So they use police officers to scare straight guys into thinking, hey, you should have sex with a dude, right? That's what they think. That's what they think. But anyways, so somebody kept telling me they're going to arrest you because you're not allowed to be here. But this is a public area. This is a public parking lot. So that, I think that's a war museum? Like a war monument? So it's a war monument. So people come here to pay respects to the veterans. Military veterans. So you can park here. But anyways, anyways, you're allowed to speak freely. They just told me, so I heard that, no, the cops came over here to hurt my feelings. But there is absolutely no expectation that I needed for any reason to be talked to by police officers. So they make a weird justification. They make a antagonizing and hurtful motive. Well, a lie. They come up with a lie. They say, you look like you need some help, so I'm going to come over here and talk to you. But you absolutely do not need any help whatsoever. And in that moment, you feel angry. And they hope with your anger, you choose to make a poor decision. You choose to say or do something to cause an altercation that they can use to arrest you. So it's like instigators. So you lie to start a conversation, and then you dig deeper. You tell the same lie twice, but use different words. Now that person will feel like coming up with another argument, and if there's an implant in their body to stop them from thinking, they'll just say the same thing again. And or they'll get mad that they can't speak and tell you the real intelligent reason, an honest, truthful, legal reason they don't want you to talk to them. So you use an implant to interfere with their intelligence. If you interfere with their intelligence, you can make them angrier, because they can't speak. So these officers were well aware that I was perfectly fine. I'm just sitting in my car. As far as they can tell, as far as they know, I am just sitting in my car on YouTube making a video. And if they were wondering, someone just said in my ears, you were telling them to go fuck themselves. But even so, you're a cop on duty. You have to know that the words "go fuck yourself" were freedom of speech. Were a freedom of speech. You absolutely know it. You absolutely know 1,000%, 100 billion% that if somebody yells "go fuck yourself" at you, there is absolutely nothing you could possibly do in a billion years. It's been argued for over 1970, 1960s. And we see it on the news all the time. People screaming at the police, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself, go fuck yourself. All the time. These cops grew up in the same year with social media, with the internet, just as much as I did. And they know over time, from all the news and all the YouTube videos, and all the internet access they've ever had, that go fuck yourself is a freedom of speech. These officers are well aware of that. So if they ignore that reality, they came over here to mess with you. They came over here to violate your rights and to harass you as much as possible because you refuse to have sex with the people in the community. They know that you came here and you won't have sex with gay people. You will not be having sex with the gay community. That's what these people know. They know it. They know without a doubt that I will not be having sex with gay people when I arrived here. So they immediately thought they have a perspective that I am harassing gay people by not having sex with people who could be attracted to me. So they in turn decide to immediately harass me. So if I'm not going to travel somewhere and have sex with people when I get there, it's harassment because you are attractive or intelligent, or there's something about you, either men or women in the gay community like, that you won't allow them to have sex with you. Well, allow them to have an opportunity to have sex with you. So that's harassment to the gay community. So the gay community responds by harassing you, making you feel harassed by them. With police officers, gay police officers who violate people's rights and come up with lies to start a conversation. That's what gay people do. A gay person will come up to you and lie to you to start a conversation with you. They'll just make something, tell a lie. I don't know. Well, they'll say or do something to introduce themselves to you that you feel like they just made it up to start a conversation with you. You know they're capable of answering their own question. Answering the question they just asked you. You know it, and they know it. So that's what that officer just did. He was gay, but instead of doing this, he did it as a police officer. He did what you're not supposed to do, harass somebody. So it's harassment. So you know when a gay person does that to you, it's harassment. They're sexually harassing you, and instead of the sexual connotation, they're just throwing in harassment. But shortly after that, they'll do something sexual. They'll accuse you of being gay. I know you're gay, or they'll say something offensive, and then they'll sexually harass you. So that officer just came with harassment. And shortly after, somebody else would normally come with sexual harassment. But since I would still refuse, they're going to just come with violence. Because that's the ultimatum. So you refuse to have sex with gay people, the ultimatum is violence. And I'm telling you.